Can you make a nice guitar out of a pile of scrap like that? Well, I did.
Well, you did make loads of mistakes.
Yeah, I did make a load of mistakes, but got there in the end. Watch this video. See you later. So we have some rubbish in here. These have been in the garage for ages. Something.
That's rubbish.
Cement or something. Doing some cementing in the hen coop. That is rubbish. I think that's probably off a fence. That is scrap. And here's another bit of complete scrap. We've moved forward in time. And bits of paper stuck to it all over, because if you remember, I did successfully manage to not stick it to the bench. Now, it's quite nice and straight, everybody. Okay, measured them up 6 centimeters from the nice side, obviously not the groove side. Now we've got that box, now we've got that shape, we can now think where the neck goes in it. I'm going to cut the headstock next, because whatever happens, that's going to be almost perfect for a headstock. So I'm going to cut that next. I'm going to measure up what length I need, and then I'm going to come back to you. Okay, that's not bad. Actually, it's a lot better than I was fearing. That is a pretty good right angle there.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way, yeah.
Make it just a tad deeper. Reason being, the glue will take up some space.
Believe it.
Right there. Okay. Now glued it in. Ooh, look at that. Okay, there are thousands of videos out there on how to do scarf joints. If you remember, there's got that chamfered edge, so it'll just sit at the wrong angle. So I need to put it up on a piece of wood like that, and I'm gonna now clamp it like that. Okay, so that's come out okay. I'm gonna have a longer fretboard than I planned, because of course if you put that on the front, it comes out further up. So I'm now gonna have to smooth that down nicely. Here's the issue. The issue is there. I was sort of planning on my nut being there and dealing with that joint, but it won't be. My nut's gonna have to be there. So I don't quite know what I'm gonna do about that, because that isn't that good, is it? And the nut's gonna be there. But also, I want to show you this. So we're going to cut the slot.
He forgot to show you how he inserted a piece of ebony where that scarf joint came out.
I'm really happy with that. I've smoothed down this fretboard, and you have to admit the whole thing is looking rather nice. I'm going to carve the neck, but before I carve the neck, I've got to get really serious about how things are going to be laid out, because I need to decide where the heel goes. Now, I am going to lay this out so I know exactly what I do where. First time I did this, I made this to hold my phone, put my phone in it. I had the video that I'm going to give a link to from Chicken Bone John, and I just kept following it and going back, doing a bit, going back, doing a bit, going back through his video, and just kept going round and round his video until, okay, so I've defined the limit here. Let's just kind of zoom in. Okay, I've adjusted it. Okay, probably finished with the spoke shave. Nearly got it down to the depths of these ends. That's nearly there. Going to Shinto rasp it, and you can see, I think, how beautiful this lamination is going to come out. Okay, just while we're talking clamps, clamped one end to my bench that's fixed on the wall. The other end, you'll see Chicken Bone John when you watch his video. He puts a bit of wood under there, but actually, do you know what? I quite like supporting it with my leg. I think I've done enough with the rasping. We've moved outside. Look at that. More beautiful than I ever thought possible. Super smooth. I've only gone down to 320 grit so far. Super smooth. Beautiful laminations. And that lamination's going to make it so strong. Oh, they're just so smooth. Now, I'm going to cut the slots for the frets. I'm going to cut the holes for this, because you've got to do that before you do your final polish, obviously. But I don't think it's twisted, particularly as it's laminated. Of course, it's much less likely to twist than a solid piece when you carve it. Oh yeah, so happy with that. Okay, now's a big moment. We're going to cut the fret slots. For the brass ones, just a little bit deeper than the tang itself. And then cut them to that. I'm going to make a template for the E-holes. These are the E-holes. You can download these from the website, link below. We're using E-holes because everyone uses F-holes, so why not have E-holes? And the other thing is, I'm going to make this guitar an EBE, so I thought, why not make them E-holes? So there is the line down the middle that you can see now. Tracing paper. Do you remember this from school? I do. Put the shiny bit downwards. Now marked up the face. You'll notice these are a bit thinner than the holes I ended up with in the template, because of course your pencil fits on the inside. Oh, but that gives me more room for error, and I've also marked it out in pen so I can clearly see it. Today was supposed to be the big reveal of my trash box guitar. You can probably already spot something that's gone wrong. Let's talk about the good things, and then let's look about what needs fixing. Brass markers, lovely, 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 lovely. Brass side markers, lovely, 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 lovely. Box made out of scrap, lovely, lovely. Again, this is a temporary thing just to get the string heights right. So that's a temporary. Oh, it does look quite nice with that box. The other thing that I don't really like is this nut. What about how it sounds? Well, it did not sound right. It buzzed and it was horrible. The frets weren't quite even. Spent ages since then getting them even. Let's see how it sounds. Well, you can tell it's not that bad. Okay, let's have a final look at it then. So I replaced that horrible monster of a bridge with this bit of reworked scrap, which actually I think goes very nicely with the box. The E-holes are looking good. Really happy with that neck. I think that neck's beautiful. I love that laminated look. I love my new nut, which is made from an imitation domino. I've made a domino out of some bits of the old domino that was breaking up and put some thicker bone on it, and it works nicely now. I love my scarf joint, love my headstock, love my penny farthing in there. That penny farthing with that wren, that's just lovely. I love this end as well. I love that look, the lamination. I think that's turned out pretty good, everybody. That's turned out pretty good for some scrap. So I want you to have a go. Why don't you make a trash box out of scrap, or a scrap box out of trash, and send me a video.
Press like and subscribe.